Should your favorite gaming console have exclusives? Sony's answer to that question is yes, they should. Sony, the gaming industry's golden child, if you will, has systematically destroyed its competitors over the years and became known as the king of gaming. However, with the introduction of the PS5 in November of 2020, something odd began to take place. PlayStation began sending its first-party games onto PC in earnest with the release of Horizon Zero Dawn. Over the following 6 years, Sony ported numerous flagship games such as God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, and Ghost of Tsushima to the platform. With these being some of the biggest and brightest titles coming out of Sony's best studios, Sony knew one thing. Yep, you guessed it. Sony knew that there would be boatloads of money flowing into the company. It was simple math. If Sony was selling tens of millions of copies on any given first-party title on its own platform, if they added PC, it could possibly double. Well, Marvel Spider-Man sold 50 million copies across all platforms, according to official Sony financial reports. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered sold around 1.5 million copies on PC. Wait, what? Well, let's look at another game. I'm sure the numbers will be good. Ghost of Tsushima sold over 13 million copies across PC and PlayStation platforms, with only 1.4 million coming from PC.
Something is on the way here right now. It's Grease. I know it. It has to be. No.
Well, nearly 6 years after the inception of PlayStation sending its exclusive games to PC, it seems that particular practice is slowly fizzling out. Let's jump into our article from Push Square. The source is linked below in the description. It states Sony reportedly confirms shift back to PS5 single-player exclusive games. The article states PlayStation Studios lead Herman Hulst confirmed to staff in an internal meeting today that first-party single-player titles made by the company will now remain exclusive to PS5 and won't be ported to PC. Bloomberg journalist Jason Schreier reports. Here is the actual post, just in case you want to give Jason a follow. Let's continue. In that article, it was explained multiplayer games such as Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls will still receive multi-platform releases, but anything single player now stays on the PS5. There had been plans to port Ghost of Yote to PC, but those were canceled. Sony was right to remove their exclusives from PC. There's no benefit there. We looked at the numbers. They aren't in Sony's favor. And if it's not in Sony's favor, they're not going to do it. That's for sure. But think about this. If you can put all of the games over on PC, what's the need for a PlayStation or an Xbox or a Nintendo Switch 2? There is no need for those systems. It's just not. And I know a lot of people on PC will think, well, it's good. Everybody can access every game. Well, you shouldn't be able to. That's not how the world works. If I buy a Ford F-150, I shouldn't be able to use the Ram's infotainment center in my truck. That's just not how it works. I have to use whatever Ford has. And if I want that infotainment center, I could go aftermarket or I would just have to buy the truck, right? The same goes for consoles. If you want to play PlayStation games, play them on PlayStation. That makes sense. It's always been like that. If you want to play Xbox games, play those games on Xbox. The same with Nintendo. It's just simple. It's simple math. It's logic. And I think people get upset because they just want to have their cake and eat it too. I think what PlayStation is doing is paramount to the gaming industry. Why? Look at Xbox. Right now, they're wrestling with whether they should keep their exclusives or let them go everywhere. Mind you, nothing is going right for Xbox right now, except for Asha Sharma and the changes she made. Other than that, it's not good at all. And they realized that, so they had to adjust. Take your multiplayer games, put them everywhere, and keep your single player first party games to yourself. Nintendo excels at this ideology. I don't think they really put out multiplayer games to all the systems though, but correct me if I'm wrong. Get down in the comments, let me know. I'm not sure. We all know for a fact if you put your games everywhere, no one will come back to your platform to play. They just won't. So, best case scenario, keep your single player first party games on your platform. We see the formula. There's no changing it. It works. Why try and change it? I don't understand this. Why is anyone giving flack to any one of the companies, the big three, about them having exclusives? They're not for everybody. If you want exclusives or if you want those games, go and make your own. Hire the talent, have them come up with whatever IP, and make that IP great. You shouldn't just be able to assume that you're owed that IP on your platform of choice. No, 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 no. That's not how it works. It never worked like that before. Why should it work like that now? Leave a comment below and tell me, was Sony's decision to make single player games exclusive good or bad? And please, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you got any value from it. And ring that notification bell so you won't miss out on more videos like this. But most importantly, keep moving forward and game on.